Hello Internet, welcome to another session of Return to the Dales. We're still fighting Drow.
Of
Hi,
the
everyone.
feral variety.
Indeed. Got a bit of a scheduling conflict today. Been moving the time slot around a lot recently. So Locke is not here. Perhaps he'll turn up in half an hour or so. Yeah, we are in Tethok, the successor state to Tethiamar, successor state to Delzoon, successor state to Shanatar. This place fell a few hundred years ago when a dwarven theocracy took over from the old monarchy. We came here inadvertently. We have already conquered Tethiamar, and because this is more or less an extension of Tethiamar, it seemed like a logical place for us to investigate. Right at the moment, we have come across some drow of the Azkovan clan. Not that we know too much about the distinctions of their culture, but these feral drow, as we call them, bear magical tattoos, fight with fairly primitive short bows and weapons made of flint and bone. So while they're still a relatively sophisticated people, they are effectively the barbarians of the drow world. These ones ride spiders, and their leader is a magician of no small power. Is this circle?
Insect plague.
It is the insect plague. Good. I didn't want to say it in case they hadn't cast it. I assume that they surely had, but would hate to spoil such a beautiful surprise. Okay, so Lady Eleanor, you find yourself within the insect plague. I think, as I recall, it affects you at the start of your turn. So we'll go ahead and bring up the data for that and get it started.
End or end your turn there.
Is it end the turn? Is it cool? Right.
When you enter it or end your turn in it.
Okay, cool.
It is difficult terrain though.
All right.
Alright, so let's see, what should I do? I think I have Sanctuary active, and I'm also hit with Fairy Fire. As is Leo, and by the looks of it, Sildarin as well, if that ink spot is anything to go by.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the fairy fire. Yeah.
I should, I'll put one of those on me as well, just so we know. Right, I will step. What should I do? I think here would count as not being in the insect plague, right?
That's correct. Yeah, less than 50%.
All right, and I will start laying into this Quaggoth next to me.
All right. Unfortunate Quaggoth is heavily debilitated already.
I'll cast.
He's gone berserk.
I'll cast Spirit Shroud and lose concentration on Sanctuary as a result.
Cool.
I think I have Bless ticked. Are we still under the effect of Bless? I think Lightless.
Pretty sure I lost it because I don't have the concentration symbol anymore.
Alrighty, I will remove that. Halberd attack 17.
All right. Certainly enough. They have no armor to speak of.
For 26 damage.
Absolutely executed.
Alrighty. Is this a door?
It is a door. A stone door, that's right.
One more attack. I think if I squish myself against the wall here, I'll be able to make an attack against this fallen drow.
All right.
21.
21 will do it.
For 22 damage.
And that will surely also be enough. These drow are hunters, not elite warriors, and a single strike of that caliber is going to finish it off.
Alright, that's my turn.
There are no Quaggoths remaining. nor spiders of this mini variety, but there is still one, or rather three, of these larger spiders. And they will attempt to catch flightless in their webs. This one moves out. These two move up. Point where they're 30 feet away, which I think is probably around about here. Probably should measure it out since it's fairly important. Yeah, cool. And so flightless. Just bringing up these stats for the spiders. Didn't work. This might take a moment. Try this one. Probably should have got this ready a little bit earlier. Oh well. Giant spider. Okay. Alright, so these are the three webs coming your way. 1. He's going to miss. 2. Going to miss. And 3. 17 will also miss.
All 3 miss.
So the spiders exhaust their webs, and it's Sildurin's go. Do you have control of his character?
Yes.
Okay, that was easy then.
Just have a quick gander at his attack macros to see what he has going on here. Alright, so it's difficult terrain to get out of this, which means it's gonna take me 30 feet of movement to get here.
Alright.
And then, seeing as I don't have an action, or can't attack anything from here anyway, we'll move. Let's see. Yeah, we'll dash 15 feet here to get these guys in Spirit Guardian range, and then end his turn there.
Alright. Okay, so the spiritual guardians shall no doubt do their job. What is the damage on the spirit guardians? Because I don't know if I need to even bother rolling saving throws.
I have no idea what level he cast it at, so I'm going
Sure.
to assume base level.
Yeah.
Spirit Guardians, go level 3. A whopping 8.
A whopping 8! Alright, well, we will give them saving throws then. Okay, con save or wisdom? Wisdom. 1, 2, is it a third as well? 3? Just 2. 1, 2. Okay, so I fail, I'll pass. And we'll do the spiders momentarily as well.
Taking it well.
Wisdom and wisdom. Again, another pass, and then a single fail. So these spiders are in pretty bad shape anyway. And it looks like we will be finished with these individuals relatively quickly. Is that where he ends?
Yep.
Cool. I probably shouldn't have done the hit point damage immediately, but I'll just try to remember that on their turn they've already rolled and taken damage. And they will attempt to focus their fire towards Sildurin.
I've got
One's
advantage
in hand to hand. One's in hand to hand. 11's going to miss, and the other two use short bows. 8s and 13's going to miss. They have no chance whatsoever. And it's Leo's go.
go here. I'm going to upcast Bless to level 2. Put it on to everybody.
You have Bless as a wizard? Is that a wizard spell?
I'm one cleric.
I see. I'll gladly take a Bless.
Who's your god, or what ideals does your god represent?
I would have gone with the major god of. I've even forgotten the name of the nation now.
Cormier.
Oh,
Cormier.
Cormier?
Yeah, and the major nation of Cormier. Major god of
Yeah,
Cormier.
cool. So you have a regal god, no worries at all. Maybe Seamorph, maybe. Excellent. Okay, cool. So the blessings are given, and the lady protects. Flightless. Things are going well for us, but we do know that their master, the Arachnomancer, is a dangerous entity indeed. You know that because there are spiders in your face. Difficult terrain. What are you going to do?
Very unfortunate. But I will use an age-old tactic. Abuse the diagonals.
Aha. Hypotenuse. Pythagoras weeps.
I'm very close to drown. Not happy about it, but like I can't see the arachnomancer at the moment. I suppose bonus action. Insightful fighting against this one here, and I'll shoot him with an arrow.
Yeah.
Boop for the insight. He might pass.
That'll do. Okay. That will be death.
26 damage.
Reduces him to negative 21. That'll do the end.
That is the end of my turn.
The Arachnomancer relies on his shield of spiders to protect him. But he can basically see the entire party through the haze of arachnids. But none of you are looking particularly beat up, are you?
Don't think so. I think
No.
based on the health bars, I'm the most, but we're all above 50%.
Yeah. So he's going to go with Flightless. And rather than breaking his concentration, he will unleash with a little something called Eldritch Blast. And you see, the beauty about being a monster warlock is that you're not restricted to 2 spells per level, two spells flat. You get the full cast of benefits, and you get a D10 cantrip. So it's kind of cheating, but it's good to be a monster. 3 Eldritch Blasts. 27 will be the only one that hits, I think.
I don't have my shield equipped.
All right, so the 20 hits as well.
Yep.
All right. Total of 10 points of damage, 2 concentration checks if applicable, and the Arachnomancer tries to once again seek cover. But things look grim, and the Arachnomancer poked their head around the corner and they saw what state its forces were in. They're like, oh, this is a bit fucked. Not good, Lady Eleanor.
Right. Skirt the edge of this mass of writhing spiders. For 15, and move 20, and then try to finish the spider off as I pass by. That's the wrong sheet. Albert. For 22, I think.
The spider?
Yeah.
-7. No, -20. The spider is absolutely destroyed.
Okay. And then 5 foot more here, and go for the rider with a second attack for 18.
Okay, and he is also slain.
Alright, let's see if I can get a hat trick for a bonus action pole strike.
It's an injury. Ooh,
For 20.
20? That does it.
Hey.
Negative
Hat
2.
trick.
Nice. And I think that's all my movement.
Alright.
I got 5 feet more. Might as well take it. And that is my turn.
Arachnomancer's like, I've got a few allies left, pokes the head around the corner again. Nope.
Just a whirling dervish of death.
Indeed. There are no quagos or swarms of spider. There is a single giant spider. It's going to try to recharge its web. It cannot, and it is ordered into combat, though it really does not want to. Although that's Spiritual Guardians is not going to help it. Oh, it's already... No, it hasn't taken the damage. Okay, it's going to back itself into a corner and refuse to do what the drow tells it to do.
I
Sildren.
mean, it's smarter than the drow riding it.
Right.
Sylvan, right. Let's see. Let's not wander off down that corridor. See, would Sildren want to go for the Arachnomancer, or would he want to go for the Drow? Considering the Arachnomancer is a more dangerous target, and I don't want his character in too much danger, I'll just have him go for the softer one.
Okay.
20 foot, 25 foot here. And then make I think he likes to use Booming Blade, so we'll use that against the Drow Rider.
Sure.
For that's an attack roll, not that's a damage roll rather, not an attack roll. The macro for the attack roll.
Oh, it's just a sword attack.
Oh, is it just he just does a sword attack? So it would be a 26 to hit. And
Should be enough.
Booming Blade work again. Gotta double check. Booming Blade suffers the attack's normal damage, becomes sheathed in energy. If it moves 5 feet or more, it takes the thunder damage. And we're at 11th level. So
So it takes 2d8 thunder as well.
on the initial attack.
And
think
put,
so.
yeah.
I thought so, yeah. I thought there was some additional damage.
And then 3d8 if it decides to move.
Alright, so
Brilliant.
not the 16. And we'll just roll a quick 2d8 for the extra thunder damage.
Yep.
So it's 23 total on this attack.
Easily enough.
It's interesting, like, I guess you wouldn't be able to do the additional damage to someone on a mount. Because the mount moves.
Yeah.
And are you willing for that movement?
Yeah,
That's a good point,
you're right. Mm. Yeah, that is the case. All right. Well, that drow is now dead, bringing it to Leo. At the edge of a spider swarm.
Ah, he has a damage macro for Booming Blade, that's how it works. His character sheet's still a bit unfamiliar.
Oh, yeah. So Leo.
I'm going to try to get this guy to like drop it somewhere I can see. Hang on.
Uh-oh. He's not happy.
The problem with the total cover strat is you can't use counterspell with it.
Alright, half damage, so 34 down to 17.
Yep.
And concentration checks. What? Alright, well, +7 didn't help there. Alright, like, anyway, whatever. DC was 10, needed a 3. Okay, the insect plague is gone. Stay where you are, Leo.
Yep, that's me.
That's you, flightless.
I'm going to try to get into a position where I can get an attack against the Arachnomats. I am just short. I'm so disappointed.
Oof. If only had a polearm.
But I am going to move anyway here. Just be around the corner when she peeks, might not be able to see me.
Don't think so.
Bonus action, insightful fighting on the one little spider left.
Uh-huh.
And then arrow. I miss.
Not enough. Alright. The Arachnomancer is getting desperate. You remain where you are,
Yeah,
flightless?
that's the end of my turn.
The Arachnomancer is getting desperate. So he comes around the corner and assumes that Leo is a warrior, in spite of his fireballs and shit, and forces a wisdom saving throw on the Leo. Or you can make. He's cast a spell, so you can do your counter if you want.
No, I think it'd be fine. I'll do the wisdom
All
save.
right,
Confident.
DC 16. Now that'll do. And he's got nothing, and he is suitably terrified at this point.
8th level spell, damn.
I'd like to think
Yeah, right.
like they make direct eye contact with each other as like that he knows he's casting a spell and Leo just puts in the middle finger as he resists the spell.
Sacre bleu. The drow is very frightened at this point and is beginning to question his tactics. Lady Eleanor.
As he should be if I can reach him this turn. Let's see, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, I'm not going to be able to. 30. See, do I want to dash up to him or do I want to see? Let's see. Well, he can't really get past me now. He's not going anywhere. So I'll stand here and I will double check I can make it to everywhere in the room in case he backs up into the corner. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll stand here and I'll dodge, catch my breath a moment and prepare to charge him in a few moments' time.
No quaggoths, no spiders. One giant spider that probably gets consumed by spirit guardians. Oh no, it's only going to do like D8 damage or something, so it probably survives. So give us that spirit guardians damage while it bites in retaliation. Oh, it's effective.
That's crunchy. Let's see, so con save for the poison. Damn.
Should be enough.
I'd
A
hope that was enough.
32. Like that will resist Tiamat's spells, I'm sure.
Think so. Yeah, that's nutty. And then for his concentration, which is almost as good.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he's got 20 wisdom. He's got ring of protection. Seems to work out.
Pretty effective. So 13 piercing damage and 10 poison after passing the save. 23.
Okay.
The spider gets one last good bite in. Roll damage for the spirit guardians.
Also, that put Sildarin's health to 69. Nice.
Haha. Indeed. So it's a love bite that the spider gives him. Possibly a rock spider.
A more impressive 14 on the Spirit Guardian.
Okay, and the spider is in terrible shape. and it may never go back to the wild where it will have little babies.
Good. I don't like spiders.
That's probably fair. Most people don't. There are no drow. There is a Leo.
Firebolt the last spider. 6.
Okay. The spider is weakened, but not destroyed. The flightless.
I will heal 5 foot up. And I forget you mentioned I can see the Lady Eleanor's like tokens.
Oh yeah.
So I'll take the 10 foot into the wounds just so I can definitely like see him. And then I
Yeah,
will
sure. Yeah.
insightful fighting.
Cool. And I'll reduce your ability to see through Lady Eleanor.
Okay, and then hunting bow. Does a critical hit?
Maybe.
But also, I mean, she could cast Sylvie Barbs, but we need the deception check to see if...
Okay. So does it make the? It makes the deception, does it?
It makes a deception check against my inside, like the one I rolled a 27.
Cool. Not enough. Okay, 7 damage.
Excuse me.
Somewhat marginal. Okay.
I'll
The
finish
drowned
my
and
movement around the corner.
Sure. The Arachnomancer refuses to believe that this could be the end, and thus they are going to give it everything that they've got. And back up into the corner and cast one more Insect Plague.
Ah. Don't worry.
Is it too far away?
No, it's because I now know what the spell is. I'll just pretend I didn't and not count a spell.
Yeah, sure, man. One more Insect Plague. Put it right there. Maybe a little bit further ahead just for maximum inhibition. Yep, right there. And it's going to slow us down with a 6th level Insect Plague. So bumps up the spell level. Clearly addicted to this particular spell. Not great, 30 damage. And I think it's as soon as it lands, when it appears. So everyone in the sphere makes the saving throw immediately. DC 16. Crikey, 9 plus 9. You get plus 9 on your modifier.
I did have my bless on, but I don't think it'll make a difference.
Might.
Oh yeah, it might.
And it does.
Yeah, I'm not good at maths.
No, not apparently. Anyway, so half damage will be 15, full damage will be 30. And the Arachnomancer is just astounded that this isn't really even slowing you down. Lady Eleanor is looking a little bit worn. Difficult terrain, Lady Eleanor. Crikey. Incredible. Hey, man. Sorry. We started an hour early. I'm not sure. None of us really knew when it was supposed to start.
Yeah.
But from now on, it'll start an hour before now. Yeah.
An hour before now, typically.
Is that okay? Yeah. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
fine.
Cool. So we'll officially move it back to an hour before. It's been jumping around a lot, of course, recently. But with mode gone, then and daylight saving finally normalizing, then we can go back closer to what the original time was. Yeah. So an hour ago.
An hour ago would be the start time going forward. Works for me.
Exactly, man. Good. It's best for me too. So I hopefully it works well for all of us.
Perfect. Well,
All right.
sorry I'm late.
No, man. No. It's completely our fault, or someone's fault, or the government's fault, not yours. Probably mine, but I didn't say it was mine. I said
Let's
it was
blame
somebody
Trump.
else's. Indeed. Thanks, Obama. Lady Eleanor. Difficult terrain, Lady Eleanor. Possible muted.
Oh, whoops. There we go. So I'll dash up 60 feet into his face and have no action.
All right. No Quagos, no swarms of spiders, no giant spiders. There is a Sildarin. So Sildarin, your spirit guardians will almost certainly kill this hapless spider that you're engaged with immediately. Around the corner up here is the Arachnomancer, but that orange aura is his relentless spider plague. He seems to be addicted to that particular spell.
So I still have the Spirit Guardians going.
Sure do. We didn't know what level it was though, but you do have it going.
That hits them in their turn, right? Not my turn.
That's right, their turn. So if you hang around, it's almost certain to die. Yeah.
Is that the only other bad guy that we're aware of? Is the
The Arachno, yeah.
caster hiding in his insect plague?
That's right. Apart from that, we have thinned the area.
Well, I'm not sure. I really want to run into that. So maybe I'll just smack this spider in front of me. Am I blessed by something?
Yeah, we have the blessing, or I think you are.
Yeah, I think Leo cast it at second
Leo
level. to
blessed
all of us.
everyone.
Gentlemen. Alright, I guess I'll try the booming blade that giant spider in front of me.
Okay, that'll do it.
Sure will.
Farewell, indeed.
All right, well that will reduce it to about -30, so that's pretty good. I'm not even exaggerating. That's about -30. It might be higher.
Then guess I will advance up a little bit. Stay outside of that plague of locusts. Call it a day.
Okay. No drow, but there is a Leo. Leo, you were caught in the insect plague. If you end your turn in it, it will hurt you. It is difficult terrain.
Cool. So that's 10, 20, 30. Cast a spell.
All right.
Good old Misty Step.
Then I will firebolt him.
Okay. It's a successful strike. It's going to force a concentration check. But at last, he maintains focus. And in spite of his apparent doom, he seems strangely confident.
Concerning.
A little. Flightless, you are caught in a mass of Spidera.
He's not happy, but he still
Yeah.
has a job. So 10, 20. I'm sad I cannot see him. 30, and now I can. So I will shoot with my bow.
Uh-huh. Excellent strike. Forcing another saving throw. He's hanging on this time. He wants you to suffer.
And then I'll bonus action dash. 10, 20, 25. Actually, if I stick here, I can see him.
Now, you remember it's difficult terrain?
Yeah, dashed, I think.
All right, very
Because if I
good.
was here, so that's 10, 20, 25.
Cool. All right, so he, to no one's surprise, the Arachnomancer casts a spell. Well, first, he actually drops this spell.
I'm going to counterspell this one because I
All right.
didn't hear what it was this time.
Didn't hear what it was. You counter it.
Yeah.
It is
Fourth
a
level.
level 7 spell, so you're going to need all the strength you can muster to counter this one.
Do you add bless to this, or
Disintegrate.
do you not add bless to this? Just to make sure I've got
No.
everything ticked.
It's an ability check.
Just roll your stat. That's all.
7th level
Oh, that kind of sucks because he would have gotten away with this one. Would have gotten away if it wasn't for you meddling war mages.
Looks at the deal like, why didn't you say I was casting etherealness?
It cannot. Yeah, right. It cannot be. And the drow is now at our mercy. Spare me! Spare me! I am not your enemy.
Look at the spiders that are crawling on me and still biting on me. I beg to differ.
I was merely defending my own stronghold, defending my people. You would do the same.
So would. We're in the middle of combat, I imagine. So I will attack. There. For 22.
Okay, 22 is enough.
For
Shouldn't you show mercy? Aren't you a good person?
God damn it.
21.
Yeah, 21 damage.
Is Eleanor choosing violence against the surrendered enemy?
Yeah, to what end? I'll ask before I attack again.
Let me go.
As I said, to what end? Should we
I
let you go?
will.
What then?
I am not your enemy. I do not. Don't you know that the Underdark is in chaos? There is an army of undead marching from city to city, building its forces. Only pious people like myself could possibly stop it.
I have to roll my eyes a little bit at the mention of pious. But I'll say, An undead army?
Yes, yes. Loth, praise her name eternally, has decided to test us all, to test the metal of the world. And in her wisdom, she has allowed Kiaranseli, her daughter, to raise an army of undead creatures. They are marching throughout the deep wastes, building their forces with every kill. When they have eradicated all life in the Underdark, they will turn to the surface.
I see them off as if we didn't have enough on our plate already. Sightless, perhaps these are the undead we encountered before? In the fort, do you recall?
Perhaps, yes, they gave us the prophecy. It appears it moved forward without us.
Apparently so.
We you just turned around to look at the Kenku and you just nodded at each other.
If I should let you go, where will you go next?
Back into the wilds. I will abandon this ruin. We had been lairing here for some time, but it has become overcrowded with the enemies. We will find a way to. I will find a way to get out of here and return to the wilderness.
See to it that it is known that this area is part of Tethiamar's territory now, and the dwarves will not suffer your presence lightly.
Very well. It shall be. I will spread word that. Wait, you are a very tall dwarf.
We're acting on behalf of the dwarves.
Oh. Oh. Typical dwarves, very lazy. Get other people to do the work for them.
Yes, I suppose. You are abnormally powerful for a drow.
I am 1,000 years old, and I have lived in the wilderness for this entire time.
See. Well, should we ever cross paths again, I'll not be so merciful. See to it that we don't.
You will not see me again. I will not take this mercy lightly. I shall remember it. You can consider me an ally of the dwarves of Tethiamar.
Insight check.
Oh,
If I
yes, I'll do one too. Cause
Sure.
a nice 12.
Seems legit.
31?
Except for the last part. So, basically, what he was saying was from the heart until he said that he'd be your ally.
Yeah.
Of course, he won't be your fucking
I mean,
ally.
it's he's just saying
right.
what trying to secure that I want to live, like part of the please let me go.
Yeah. But the rest of it, the fact that he doesn't like the drow, the fact that he's opposed to this army of undead and so on, all of that is true. Though one final thought is that he is obviously a Loth worshipper. The spiders should give it away, but he also openly praised her name. Let's make of that what you will.
I suppose he seems sincere, but do not count him an ally.
Well then, be gone.
He will do so. So we let the Arachnomancer escape.
Was it all part of the plot? He's going to walk through the spirit shroud, spirit guardians, and die on his way out.
Yeah, well, that's right. He's looking at the spirit guardians. Ahem, he says. Excuse-moi.
Yeah, does Sildarin back up or? Yeah, it looks like he does.
All
Right,
right.
let's go to the corner.
And the drow goes down here, past the spiders' corpses and so on. and not long after, do you? I don't know if you follow him or not, but long after, you'll hear the sound of stone grating on stone.
Passing through some doors, I'd imagine.
Exactly. Goes through a door and disappears.
He just collapses the tunnel
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I believe we can count this another threat quelled.
One thing I should mention though is that he was carrying a staff tipped with a spider motif and a dagger with the same. Do we rob him?
I don't know. Is anybody interested in robbing him?
I think we take from his dead body if he's dead, but if we're letting him leave, it's kind of like letting him leave with his stuff. I think it's just part of letting him leave.
Ordinarily.
Yeah.
I suppose we've already beaten him. We don't want to put too much bad blood there. Like, you might want to come back for it later, and we don't want that. As it stands, we're definitely more powerful than him. He has nothing to gain by attacking us again.
No. He can go and he can fight the good fight against the undead army, and he can spread the word that this area is part of Tethok now, or at least part of the area under their control.
Yeah, because like the above area seemed to have a distinct lack of living area, so that's probably what this is.
Hmm. I wonder if there are any more crevices left to check down here. Regardless, I think a breather is in order.
He'll nod like as in short rest.
Yeah, that is indeed what I was implying.
All right.
What do you think? What is it? Like tiny hut where flightless is, so we can have access to the entire room as well.
Cool. But just
Nice.
for a short rest?
Yeah, just for a short rest.
Sure. You short rest passes without any disturbances. You spend your tiny hut, and no one comes along.
Yeah, and during the short rest, you'll do telepathy bond again. I've only got 3 hit dice. So. Very nice.
Yeah, we're a party that likes to take our short rest as opposed to long rest.
I've never really been in a party that's taken short rests. It's quite bizarre. It's like, in this encounter, it was like, let's just long rest. Why not?
Yeah, it just seems more reasonable to rest for an hour rather than 8 after every encounter.
Well, it's going to be not 8 hours after every encounter, because you can only long rest once every 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you're resting for 32 hours between each encounter.
This requires that every encounter be a massive fight, or it's going to be trivial because you're always coming at it with full resources.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
If the DM lets you get away with it, you might as well alpha strike at the start of every encounter.
This is a pretty big dungeon, this one. On the other hand, the factions that are within it are afraid of each other enough that they've sort of drawn battle lines, and they don't seem to be too keen to violate those unofficial borders.
But I guess because combat's quite risky. Like, And when
Yeah,
you're essentially fighting for like ruins, it's not really worth your life, I guess.
yeah, exactly, and it's that World War One situation, right, where you're better off defending than attacking. The funnels just make an assault that much harder.
Unfortunately for them, this area is now basically the outskirts of Tethymar. So we had to do a bit of a sweep.
And I
Some
guess
spring
eventually
cleaning.
we want all the craftsmen to live here as well.
Yeah. So we had to take out the trash, so to speak. Now that we've dislodged the bulk of the ne'er-do-wells living here, the dwarves should be able to take over. Alright, that's all. I've never spent all of my hit dice before, but I have 0 hit dice.
Yep, same. Just due to unlucky rolls, it took me 12 hit dice to get 20 health back.
Oh. Wizard problems. Alrighty then, I think we've mostly checked everywhere there is to check. I think there's probably an area or two we haven't yet been, and there's rumors of that dwarven armor as well. Just speaking out of character to try and remind us of what we've seen and what we've got going on.
I'll open this door that we haven't yet opened. There's nothing in there though. This area, for the record, used to be a school and an academic, a place of study. And although it's been thoroughly looted and destroyed, you might find scraps of tablets, like a slate, little blackboard, bits of chalk, broken vials, broken tables. Everything is ruined, but there's a bit of evidence here that this was once a place of learning.
And it will be once again.
They just cast mending 300 times on this table.
Yeah.
Back to normal soon enough.
Okay then, so if I recall, have we checked the top left yet? In this direction? I'm not sure if we have. We might have.
I think so.
Which means I think we just have the bottom left and maybe the bottom right.
I won't confirm or deny it. I know it's annoying to have to march through the dungeon, but that's what I'll make you do in this instance.
Fair enough.
Well, there was definitely, like, that very first encounter we had, there were reinforcements coming from kind of northwest, call it, I guess, up and to the left. And I don't think we ever made our way up there. We went kind of largely east from there, fought the undead, and kind of circled back around to the south, and then we've been cutting around west. So,
All right. Well, who wants to lead the way?
maybe we should just go see where this arachnomancer went off to.
Sweet. As the tank and the one with the superior eye vision, I'll go first.
Okay. I can't argue with the superior dark vision.
I guess then Flightless will go next to him. He'll pull out his shield since he's on the front line this time. And I guess, shall I do the investigation for traps as we're going through this corridor?
Alright.
And I guess we'll slow down a little bit as we're walking along.
Okay, so yes, your investigation check will count until you reach the next major room.
It's like the bottom half of a Nazi thing.
Haha!
We've
This is
been
your
through
struggle.
here before.
Might have been.
Didn't
I
seem familiar.
think we've been to the east, because to the east is where we crushed the Quaggoth.
Oh yeah, there's
Quaggoth jam pit.
That's it.
Wait, we left a Quaggoth alive back there somewhere, right?
Yeah, we did.
Like unconscious.
Yeah, there's an unconscious one back there somewhere. Yeah.
I think he's down this way. Nope, actually, no idea where he is.
Well, he might have woken up at this point. An hour has passed. There's a chance he might have.
This room looks familiar.
I guess the place with like the really struggling to think dwarves.
Do I remember where we left the Quaggoth?
I don't know. I suppose you would, but I don't actually remember. So this hall is features 4 pillars of black marble. 2 of them have been carved into the shape of dwarven royalty. One is Forok the First, and the other is Forok the Second. The other 2 blocks of marble have not been touched. They're just like obelisks.
See, they were only expecting their family line to last 4, and it didn't even last that long. Sweet. Which way do we head now?
Here's the unconscious Quaggoth, by the way. I see him now. He's up here.
Should we go pick him up then?
You're going to see if he's okay.
Got to test out that crushing machine again. Ah, yeah, there he is.
Is he still okay?
Rolling to see if he is still very much unconscious.
I guess we pick him up.
Okay.
Imagine Quaggoth's being quite heavy. So I guess the 2 of us will have to lift him.
What is the plan now?
What is the plan now?
I think it's just me and you, Jake.
That's everyone else gone. Oh.
No, the reason why I like Foundry more, because well, not more, just because Foundry has a fog of war, so I think you can see areas you've been before.
Yeah, this one has that, but it lags, right? So you don't use it because it causes so much fucking lag.
Honestly, can't even remember what part of this dungeon I've explored or what part I haven't at this point.
Yeah, good call. So the bottom right, secure. The top, the mid bottom where we are now, secure. The top left, basically secure. The top right, basically secure. So you have done a significant amount. I can't say what parts you haven't done though, but there's still a fair bit that you haven't done.
There's the bottom left, where I assume the Arachnomancer went. You know, where we're at that like the half swastika? Did we? I don't think we went right there.
Yeah. We came to pick up our friend.
I have returned.
No, we can
Alright.
take him back to the swastika with us.
We went and picked up the Quaggoth. He was still alive, but unconscious for a very long time.
Lightless, what exactly do you plan to do with him?
Well, he was a slave. Make him, I suppose, not a slave.
Wait, isn't it with the Quaggoth when we wake him up, we're gonna have to like give him hit points because won't. The interesting thing about the Quaggoth is don't they go into that rage if they're under 5 hit points? Don't you just like go into a rage and just instantly start attacking people or something?
I don't know.
That sounds possible.
Well, we'll have to be careful, but like there must be a way to rehabilitate them. I assume.
Lightless. I applaud your efforts, I suppose, but I'm not certain it's possible. Of course, I'll support and help you however I can, but I just don't want you to get your hopes up.
Well, we must try, right?
Yes, I'll help you try. I'll give you like a little warm smile, but it's clear that I don't think this is going to work.
Let's go for like because he's not human, right?
Did you say that out loud?
No.
Indeed, it's because he's not human. I don't even think Eleanor could even go with that argument because she's not even human.
Technically not, no.
Like humans are superior, it's like, but you're not even human.
But I suppose she's like falls under like the category of looks human.
Yeah, a human race,
we have been down this corridor. It takes us back to the squished Quaggoth. You sure we can't throw this one in the same pit? Do the experiment again?
I think that experiment's been done a few too many times.
I'm pretty sure it only squishes evil Quaggoths, but I gotta know.
But results are inconclusive, so.
Now, the results are 100% of Quaggoths are evil.
Right.
So we have been down the upside down Nazi symbol. Have we been up this destroyed pathway?
Maybe. I think we
came from Spider.
might have
We came from like
that.
the tunnel.
Yeah, that's where we got like ambushed by the drow. Down that way.
Yeah,
The
we've been down
non-feral
there.
drow.
The normal drow.
We've been up here.
Have we been up here? This kind of looks like a very weird. Kind of like. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this weird round room.
From here, Flightless's incredible perception checks will detect grunting to the north, like bestial, if a somewhat satisfied grunting. You ever been to a pig farm? You know, pigs always grunting, but not because they're angry. This is what they do. Yeah. So it's pretty soft, but you do hear some grunting and maybe even some scraping. Again, they're farm sounds. A pig is once again a pretty valid analogy. You imagine a pig with its head in the trough, grunting and munching and grazing. These are the sounds that come from the north. They're not close, but the kenku can is got great ears.
So pointing in that direction, he'll mimic the sounds.
If there's activity to the north, let's investigate.
Yes, let us begin the march.
Before I step into this circular room,
I guess this discounts as the next major room. I suppose we've been through like multiple
Yeah.
rooms, so I might as well throw another one.
Does count as another one. Yeah.
Check the blatantly trapped room before we step into it.
Indeed. This used to be a market. There is nothing remaining of besides the bas reliefs to indicate that.
Trusting Flightless's judgment, I'll step out into the room.
So this is quite a bizarre thought, isn't it? It's like we must have. I mean, there has to be a marketplace. It's like, so we'll dig out part of the corridor wider so people can put their places here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, it's like you got stalls on the side, and people walk through the middle. Lady Eleanor, on the right to you might be able to hear them grazing now, the munching, the grunting, perhaps. But even if you can't hear it, you can see some very soft ambient light coming from the right-hand direction. The lights are coloured. They shift from green to purple to red to blue.
Is that our friends, the cows that cast? Interesting.
What were they called?
The Roth.
Deep Roth?
Roth. Oh wow, there's like a mammoth up there.
There it is. That's the Roth.
Wait, is that what Roth look like?
Yeah, that's right. They kind of look like oxen. Yeah, they kind of look like oxen.
Oh, there's a.
And he's happily grazing on some green slime, having a fucking great time, mate.
He's eating some boogers.
Yes, that's right. Which is standard fare in the Underdark.
Your eyes.
Go check out the Roth.
Okay.
I haven't used this in ages, and I guess I'll just use it for now, real quick. I will make Arctic's life painful by blessing Lady Eleanor with Eyes of the Night.
Brilliant. Okay, so what does that give? 300 foot?
Yeah.
300 foot.
Pretty fucking crazy.
So wait, so he just touches you, and your vision just extends to like pretty much the extent of the dungeon.
That's right. It's like putting glasses on when you've never worn specs before.
Blink my eyes rapidly, like whoa.
Haha.
This is bizarre.
I would share it with the rest of the party, but I have a trash wisdom, so I can only give it to one person.
Fair.
Unfortunate.
In my understanding of scripture is limited.
Yes.
My understanding of how this God sees better is like, I don't get it, but I don't question it.
I see the Roth now, thanks to your gift. What is it eating? I kind of squint a little bit, try and make out what it's eating.
I think slime, or we can always get closer anyway. Roth naturally hostile. I have no idea anything about Roth.
I couldn't tell you. These beasts are typically native to the surface world.
It stops eating, senses that you're coming, and trots off. But before it does, it creates the illusion of a man, of a glowing red man, which you'll probably recognize as the dancing light spell.
Yes, this seems familiar.
Door over here.
Yes,
There's a door over there.
check it out. Give it a good old prying apart. Is an athletics check necessary, or is it able to just be opened?
No, you can open it pretty easily. And you're looking into a public latrine.
Pleasant.
200 years of mummification has left it without any ill fate, bad smells or anything. but there is water down there. Although you wouldn't fit into the latrine, the hole does drop into an underground river. So it's not just a latrine; it's also a water source. Eh? Eh?
I think we're that desperate, are we?
Hey, you're immune
Although
to
I suppose-
disease. Go away.
You're immune to disease. You're not immune to
True.
flavour.
God. The ingenuity of the dwarves. I just wish their underground settlements were easier to navigate. And you're heading up this way. Peek down this hallway.
I guess investigate what this green stuff is.
Yeah, moss. Some kind of, moss or lichen or something like that. Wait a second there. I was a little distracted. Something might have happened. No, it didn't. Okay, cool. So this the Roth sees Flightless coming, ducks on back out. An ogre who is practically naked pops his head out the corner, sees you, and rolls for initiative.
Just as the rest of
Eleanor,
the
there's
party
a
will
very
sort of
angry ogre.
turn on my heels and start running.
Maybe you should get out of his swamp.
Indeed.
He told me he has
That would be
layers.
fair. Huh.
The stench of onions intensifies.
Indeed.
Nice 4. This is an interesting situation. Me and Sildarin both rolled a 4, and I think our dex is both 10. I'm not sure who goes first in this situation.
The person who PayPal's like Arctic more wins.
Ah, not the Roth. Yeah, microtransactions, definitely the way of the future. Leo, there comes some bestial grunting from back the direction where Flightless is. Do you understand the giant tongue, Leo?
Probably not, because I couldn't speak to that other giant. No, I do not.
I think Sildarin does.
Yeah, I think he's the only one that does. Ooh. Start nonchalantly making my way back. And then take the dash action. Making friends, I see. Flightless.
He'll not, I guess.
That is my turn.
The Roth are agitated. Flightless. Do you understand a giant tongue?
Unfortunately not.
Alright. The ogre is clearly distressed and angry.
Can I repeat what he said to me but louder in return and hope it was a threat?
Yeah, sure. He seems confused and becomes exasperated.
He's just like, who are you and why are you here? And I turn around, it's like, who are you and why are you here?
And is very well could be what you said, because he gives you the look like, what?
I guess I'll use my action to make it an intimidation as well then.
Alright. He raises his hands and backs off. It's his turn next, and so he backs off. But he gives you a warning before you leave. The warning is probably, "Watch it, Buster."
It's probably like, "What are you doing to my Roth?" And then I shouted, "What are you doing to my Roth?" Like to him.
Right?
But I guess when Silduin gets back, we'll get what was said.
All right, Lady Eleanor.
I'll quickly hurry back.
I think then she was like, "I think I scared it off."
What was it? An ogre? Yes. Where did it go?
He points around the corner. It said something in giant. And I guess
It chose to retreat.
I suppose I'll repeat the phrase over the telepathy, so someone, because we know Silduin can speak giant, so for his benefit, he'll repeat the sentences.
All right.
Right, I dash to get here. It's my turn.
All right. So Sildurin, are you back?
I'm hearing.
No? Oh, cool. Sildurin, the ogres are saying, "Just leave me alone." They're really distressed.
I don't think he wants to be friends with you, Flightless.
I think I told him to leave me alone too.
Win-win. Where did he go?
Just down the corner here.
Did he take his Roth with him?
I believe so. That's the way it went.
What are the chances he's got ancient dwarven artifacts down there with him?
One in two, Sildurin. Yes or no is 1 in 2.
That's how probability works.
Guess you could sneak down there and have a look around the corner and see if there's anything interesting to see. Thus we feel the need to just go down there and execute him.
Looks like just a Rothard. Like what would the word be?
Probably a herd, yeah.
Yeah, like a shepherd. Like
Well, he chose to retreat. He doesn't seem the hostile sort. Even when he saw you were alone, he did not try to attack you. Perhaps we can leave him be.
doubtless the dwarves will ask him to leave later. But that's late. That's their problem. Well, that's later's problem.
Perhaps we should inform him at least that the dwarves will likely consider this their territory, and that unless he wants conflict with them, he'd best find another place.
Something tells me if a bunch of dwarven warriors find an ogre hiding in their basement, they're not going to let him just wander off.
No, true. Perhaps you can call out to him? Tell him we don't mean him any harm?
I'll make my way down to the corner and peek my head around.
Sure. So what you see is it's a pretty unusual scene. You see a group of ogres. They are ready to hit anyone who enters. There's a couple of Roth. The ogres seem to be protecting the Roth, even though the Roth are perfectly capable of looking after themselves. That's not the unusual part. Behind them is a bizarre construction. It's an instrument made out of stone that has a keyboard attached to it. It's a pipe organ that has been carved from the natural stone. The pipe organ is currently silent, But yeah, in terms of unusual instruments, this one's right up there. Leave us be! We have been driven into the Underdark after goblins stole our castle. Now they are hunting us to exterminate us. We only wish to find somewhere to settle and raise our wrath in peace.
Well, unfortunately for you, I'm not sure this is gonna be the place for you much longer. The dwarves have retaken Tethymar, the city above, and soon enough these tunnels will be filled with dwarven warriors, craftsmen, and whatnot. I'm not sure that they will be too interested in living in peace with you down here.
Then where can we live? Everywhere we go, we are driven out. Must we wander the wilderness? Can we not find a lair?
Not sure where you might go, but I'm not sure that this lair is going to be much. It's going to be safe for you much longer. We encountered, I think, some of the goblins that are hunting you. There's still some of them about, I believe, but also, as I said, soon you'll have an army of dwarves to contend with. They may not be as merciful in letting you leave. Returning to the surface may be your best opportunity.
There are 3 ogres, of which one is an ogress. She convinces her 2 mates that it's not worth it. That they can always, it's better to wander the wilds with the Wraith than to stay here waiting to be killed. And so they seek directions on how to get out of here and how to get to the surface.
It's Clytus, since he remembers these types of things. Do we know of a way out of these tunnels that would take them back to the surface? Not through. I think the way we came in was via Tethymar, right?
I believe that makes sense.
Sending them back that, and it was a fairly narrow passage. But even if they could make it that way, sending them back into the into the dwarves is probably not going to end well for them.
No.
The only other tunnels we saw were the ones from the drow, right? I guess we don't really know where those go.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I guess and I think those are to the southeast, generally speaking.
Yeah, that's also correct.
Tell them, there's some tunnels to the Underdark to the southeast. We encountered some drow in that direction, slew them. Also freed a stone giant who wandered off in that direction. You catch up to him, you could team up.
If you are enemies with the goblins, perhaps you could kill them and give us back our castle. We would serve you. We would live in the castle with you.
Personally, I have no need of it. Ogre Castle, but I think these are the same goblins you speak of. I think we destroyed a fair number of them when we first came down from Tethymar above. If we find any more of them, I suspect we will eradicate them as well. So it may be that you will find your castle is free for the retaking.
The castle is free? Let us return to the castle that we may have our old home back. Come with us and we will give you unlimited Wraith milk.
Any of you 3 want unlimited Wraith milk?
Unlimited. What? No, I will pass. Thank you.
Tasking.
Can I do
Don't
it?
say I didn't offer.
Can I do a hit? What does Roth milk taste like?
Sure.
Flightless has
It's
had Roth
creamy and thick, and filled with highly fatty nutrients. So it's like it's sort of like drinking. If you got half cream and half milk, and you stirred it all together, that's what it's like. A bit of a milkshake, if you will, a thick shake.
Telepathically sends the taste of Roth milk to Eleanor.
Haha.
I
Doesn't sound all
cringe at
bad.
the idea.
I'd actually probably put that in my tea.
It sounds like a good way to look like an ogre yourself, drinking something like that.
I'll turn
Now
back
we'll-
to the ogres.
So the image of an obese Kenku.
I know Cormier probably doesn't use ogres, but they're pretty good siege beasts, aren't they? Stick a catapult on the back of one of those bad boys.
You could certainly
Yeah,
drag
but-
siege weapons around, yeah.
I would imagine they can carry a fair bit. I'll turn back to the ogres. We have other matters to attend to, but if you would like to quit these caverns with your Roth and make your way back to your home in the castle, then we won't stand in your way, but I suggest you be quick about it before you find yourselves trapped by an army of dwarves.
Yeah, you guys are a little bit disappointed, but ultimately this is some direction. I've been sitting here hiding for so long against the mind flayers and the drow and the goblins that this is a welcome break, and it puts destiny back in their hands, so they will depart and take their chances.
And I'll go take a look at this
Is it safe?
curious
Is it safe to go
stone
forward?
organ.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah, so-
they pieced out somewhere.
yeah. So yeah, there's a pipe organ, as mentioned, crazy pipe organ. And these are kettle drums made of copper or brass that are turning to that are changing color. They're the oxidation process, even down here, is making them brittle and useless. But the pipe organ appears to be functional.
I'll curiously press one of the keys.
What?
Still sounds like a clear tune.
Yeah, it reverberates throughout the entire area.
Still works perfectly after all this time.
Yeah, apparently.
What's this thing over here? Is this a mural or is this anything in particular?
I'm away AFK. Is it the drums?
It kind of looks like a stone arch almost.
Oh right. No, I'm not sure what that is. Might not be anything significant though.
Alrighty.
I'll be back in a moment.
Curious if the organ would work after all this time.
Well, that's dwarven engineering for you, I suppose.
If there's perhaps something a little more mystical afoot.
Such as?
Flightless or Leo, can you one of you can detect magic as a ritual, I would assume.
He'll nod his head.
Yeah, oh, that thing. Yes, that's yeah, just a gallery. There probably was a mirror or a painting or something once hanging there, but it's been destroyed or stolen. A detect magic reveals that the organ is magical. I guess it would be I don't know, enchantment magic maybe. I'm not sure.
Actually, why? Wait, we're doing one item. Why don't we also just do that one as well?
Identify it. The pipe organ provides inspiration. That's pretty much its entire function, is to provide inspiring sounds. The sound would carry pretty much throughout the entire complex of Tethok, assuming that the doors are open. And so just think of it as chamber music. People would play the pipe organ, and no matter where you are in the city, you'll hear the wholly uplifting tones.
Curious.
It's like it's enchanted so that everyone within the settlement will hear the music played. So it makes me think there must be at least one time where someone's kid went ham on it without knowing what it was.
Everyone comes rushing to this room to get angry at whoever was on it.
Sadly, I still have my inspiration.
Well then, shall we push on? There are still many chambers yet to be searched, I think.
Many more. More slime. The map is like a labyrinth.
Yes, slime.
Do we just turn every time we get slime, or do we pass this one?
Do we want to get slimy boots?
You burn it?
Slime? I'm not sure. I doubt it's alive.
It's not like real green slime.
No,
It's too
it's
slimy.
not the dungeon green slime that kills you. It's more like a moss, a lichen.
Ah,
So we can just proceed then.
Two. Or statues. X statues.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of rubble in that room. It looks like it's been pretty badly trashed in the past. Old religious art pieces can be seen. So the fragments of the holy symbols of the dwarven gods are here, but they've been obliterated. Whether that was done by vandals or rival priests, we may never know.
Along that way.
this looks familiar.
Indeed, it is.
I'm gone in full circle.
You see basalt black marble statues. Two of them are carved to be Forok first and Forok second, and the other two uncarved.
Hmm.
This is why you need the shape stone spell. Just turn one of them into you and then leave.
Fuck yeah. That'll,
Yeah.
like, future historians will be scratching their heads, right?
Perhaps back this way?
Back up the slanty one.
Oh, since you've got an investigation check going, I should point out, Flightless, there is a trap here. Eleanor was right on the very lip of it, but didn't actually step on it. It is a banishment trap.
Yikes.
I suppose as you walk away, like Fluffy just takes a step closer. Spot is like, oh, Ella, you got. I guess I see you spotted the banishment trap.
The what?
You walked right up to it and then stopped just before stepping into it.
Oh, well, that was certainly fortunate.
I suppose I'll get out a piece of chalk and write around it, and then write the word trap in every language I know. Like next time, like an angel's coming down here, you'll look down and see that and be like, glad that's written in celestial.
So does the trap take up the whole corridor or just one square?
Yeah, the whole 10-foot corridor. Yeah, it's like a big glyph on the floor.
Guess just there.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly that.
There, I thought I meant up here. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm all good.
And we're back here.
Guess we go forward of the moss where we met the hill giant.
Alrighty then. Here is the sad moss.
Certainly a labyrinth.
Did we ever go to the right?
There are
We were
the-
going that way and then the ogre struck. We
There are
went
these
back.
circular residential rooms over there.
Right, we came down that way, didn't we? We were
Yeah.
coming down from the north.
That is correct. Oh, I see a thing.
These are goblin corpses. Looks like they were pulverized by ogres.
We didn't kill them. That's interesting.
Rip in peace, goblins.
Indeed.
That's why
All
goblins
right.
shouldn't mess
Any
with ogres.
magic that you have activated stops working. Sorry to interrupt.
Like spells we're concentrating on, or magic
Yeah,
items?
and magic items as well. Yeah, that's right. You may notice it, you may not. But I assume that we have at least one spell going, like fucking Shield of Faith or something.
We had,
In
I guess,
which
in the
case-
very least, we had detect magic going.
Yeah, so your detect magic suddenly stops functioning.
Feels so much weaker.
Yeah.
It's just
It's probably these things.
yeah. Can I examine the thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would it be Arcana?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Can I help him examine it?
Absolutely. You may have seen something like this before back in Cormia.
21.
It is an anti-magic field. It's why they've put it here, we can only guess, but the dwarves have permanently erected a kind of beacon of anti-magic, much like a beholder's eye, and it will cancel magic in its path. Doesn't destroy it, just suppresses it. No, can't cancels it. Anyway, whatever. I think it dispels it. Yeah, it dispels it. So any spells that you've got going are dispelled, and but it doesn't do any harm beyond that. Summon creatures like familiars are also banished, destroyed.
Are the bodies there
We
on the
should
map?
leave this zone. Just like
Yeah, that's
you.
right. These are goblin corpses. They were killed by ogres. Sorry, you were saying, sorry, Leo?
I was just doing a wizard roast. I was saying we should leave the zone because I'm just like a normal pleb like you in here.
Well, it seems bizarre that this particular room would be warded with anti-magic.
Is this a commonplace feature in Dwarven holds?
Not necessarily, but you've seen these things already. For example, in that Roth room, this was what you saw on the wall. That one had been smashed and destroyed, and this is what it looks like when it's still intact.
Hmm. Perhaps there's something more here? Do with the hidden armor, perhaps? Hidden room, a compartment, something like that?
So can I examine the room for like any such hidden things?
Yeah, sure.
26?
No such thing. This is probably a security measure. Imagine an airport, right? And when you go in the airport the first time, there's like a metal detector. But then when you go to get into the departure lounge, there's another metal detector, right? Think of it as like this. These are layers upon layers of security.
I see. So if you had like a magical illusion disguising yourself, the moment you walk in here, it'll be dispelled.
Precisely that. So it'll only take like a single guard to tell when a doppelganger is getting around or whatever. Yeah, exactly that.
Or if you're invisible trying to sneak through, anything like that.
Again, just like that.
Would someone be
Oh,
able to misty
dwarves.
step through this zone? Like from here to here?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it would.
I think so, yeah, 'cause teleportation isn't actually movement.
No.
Well, perhaps up here next?
I suppose that would also require greater invisibility, so you'd be a very high level spellcaster, so you'd have all the ways to get in through this.
Yeah, so it's not impenetrable, but I guess that's the thing. So things like metal detectors, right, is that they don't actually stop real criminals. They just make it harder for the rest of us.
What have we here?
What have we here? This is a museum. The area that we're in particular is the walls here depict the priest kings punishing the enemies of the state with tortures and exile and other punishments. This appears to be a tomb, a sarcophagus.
Perhaps the armor can be found here? Though, if it could, surely it would have been looted by now. Nonetheless, shall we check it?
And there are 4 statues in the corner. They're not indicated here. There are 4 statues of big marble dwarves bearing axes and hammers and so on.
That's it. I might as well throw one of these in as we go into the new built room.
All right. What you find are protection runes. This sarcophagus has banishment runes on it. When it is tampered with, it banishes whoever activates the runes, and then activates the 4 golems in the corners, presumably to deal with anybody who is not banished.
Take it hasn't been tampered with then.
It would make sense if these wards are still active. I open my mouth to ask the wizard to dispel the runes, but then realize he can't.
It's fine. I can cast banishment. I don't even have to open it.
Well, it'll take the last of my greater reserves, but I think I would be able to to dispel these runes. However, the golems may yet pose an issue.
Do the golems have weapons?
Yeah, they do. Built into their hands.
Well, I suggest we ready ourselves, as these constructs will not stand idly by.
Plus, if
I'll wait
it's,
So
until
my mother would come in great with her like bludgeoning weapon.
true.
would the detect magic, did the spell come back after we left the anti-magic zone?
No, it's dispelled.
Would be interesting if we could just damage the weapons before the fight starts.
We could try it. They are almost certain to come to life regardless.
Is this a grave? Is that what we're trying to rob you? No, I can't see anymore.
Yeah, it should be a sarcophagus.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can see now.
Did you just lose? Did everyone lose sight? Like
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
when I
move,
moved the
yeah, just
character,
move
got
your
it back.
guy.
it happened last night as well. It must be a Roll20 glitch since dark mode, I guess.
I suppose, do we really want to be looting a tomb?
Well, we needn't loot it. Just confirm that the armor is in there and inform the dwarves.
They would know what best to do with it.
Yes. I have no intention of pilfering their historical artifacts.
Wow, Finder's Keeper.
Well, shall we?
Right of salvage and all that.
I'm sure the dwarves would be inclined to reward us for securing such valuable artifacts, if that is what motivates you.
Mostly just curious.
I'll wait until it looks like everybody's ready, and then I'll cast Dispel Magic on the runes.
Okay. They are 4th level, so we'll do it a spell check.
Alright, that's a Charisma check, I think. Nice.
Your spell fails and the runes remain intact.
My brow furrows in frustration. This dispelling magic isn't exactly my forte. What spell was it again?
Banishment. It removes
Right.
you from this plane of existence to a safe one for about a minute, if my memory serves.
And you're certain that the person banished will return.
I have enough slots for one counter spell. We do. I could counter spell the banishment. Can you counter spell the banishment of a trap?
Don't think so. I think that's because I don't think it's. I don't think so.
I think it holds the spell and then releases it.
I'm not certain.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. The spell's already been cast. Yeah.
We could. Oh, I've got an idea.
Yes.
I'm potentially really good at passing saves because I can stack a lot of things. So I'll cast Bless, and then I'll have I'll have like a +10.
I think if I have Bless, I'll have minimum +14.
Yeah, go with the paladin. I'll just cast Bless on everybody.
Give you one of those too.
Alright. I'll trust in Flightless's judgment of how the spell works, that should I fail to resist it, that I will be returned to this plane.
Unless you're not
No.
of this plane.
Fairly certain I am, despite a gesture to myself. I'll touch the rune.
All right. Well, with charisma saving throw,
With 2d4s, right?
you should be right.
1, 1, 1. Boo.
Fucking hell.
A
DC is
37.
15. That should do it. Throwing the lid off the sarcophagus.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
It reads in Dwarven, "Thou art deserving nothing, tomb robber." And we roll for initiative.
It's a dwarven troll.
Dwarven trolls.
Like I mean, they're just. I bet they're just losing their minds in the afterlife. Like murdered. Come look,
lol.
some fools fell for it.
Yeah, little do they know we aren't actually tomb robbers and we have good intentions.
Mostly good intentions.
Mostly good intentions. Mostly.
All right. The golems are slow to activate, Leo.
Are they just regular person sized, or are they larger?
Yeah, just dwarf size, or maybe bigger than a dwarf, but how dwarves love to compensate for things. So about 7 or 8 feet tall.
I'm going to start with a
Medium-sized.
firebolt on the one below me.
All right. Okay. One, two, three. Yep. Okay. Cool. Firebolt works, and it chips away at the entity. So they are not as strong as they seem. You knock its head off, but it keeps coming. 23 is an impressive firebolt.
That is me.
Oh, look at that. All right. Flightless.
I suppose. Trying to predict its movements, he'll step up and try to stab at it with his rapier. A 21.
21
Yes,
will
his
do.
deception.
His deception is not going to get a 21. He was not made for deceiving.
39 damage.
All right, and the same one that Leo hit will kill it. 29 or 39?
It's 10
Like
plus
29.
19.
Oh yeah, it is. Wait. 20? It is
It
20.
is 29, yeah, 20.
29.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm a bit tired as well.
Very good.
Sorry
Very
about
good.
that.
Very good. It is crumbling, but it yet stands, Lady Eleanor.
I'll take a swing over Flightless's head. Just leaning over him and going for it.
Excellent.
16.
16 does it.
Oh, yeah, I'm still blessed, aren't I? So I'll just go ahead and take that. For 13 damage.
Destruction.
And I'll move here. Make an attack against the northwestern one.
All right.
For a 30 to hit and an 8 damage.
It's a great strike, but not a devastating one.
And then bonus action attack for 13 damage.
Okay, and weakens it further before
step
they
back.
close in. All right.
So
You get an
they
attack
can-
of opportunity as
Yeah.
they enter your space.
That was the intention.
It works a charm. AC, I think,
18.
is 18. AC is 20.
Oh, it's 20.
Yeah.
I don't think that first halberd attack would have hit then.
All right. Well, never mind.
That's fair.
You can add bless to the first halberd attacks. It still might anyway.
Might have anyway.
Could have. I guess
we'll
we'll just assume that I did roll a 4.
Exactly. Two of them close in on Eleanor. One of them closes in on Silverin. The two on Eleanor. .22s.
The
No.
22 hits.
Okay, so a glancing blow. It's bludgeoning damage for the record. 6 bludgeoning, not that it matters much. And then 2 on Silverin. 24 probably hits Silverin.
It does, yeah.
9 bludgeoning on that as well. So these are pretty decent defenders against certain invaders, but against us, they're unlikely to stand the test of time, Silverin.
So, yeah. Booming blade, that one in front of me. Missing.
Alright, not enough. Close but
Stand
not
my
enough.
ground.
Alright. Leo, great big toy soldiers are attacking you.
I will take 10 feet back in the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Fire bolt the one above Lady Eleanor.
It breaks its own blade on the wall.
Trying its best.
It is. It's weakened, but it persists. Flightless.
And then seeing the attack land, Flightless will move next, like to the left of Eleanor, sizing up his opponent, and then waiting for a weak point where he's going to be distracted before striking.
Great choice.
That's a 16, so I assume that will not hit.
16 is not going to hit.
That is my turn.
Lady Eleanor.
Fighting constructs with a high AC. Now we know how you feel.
Haha, indeed. 26 is enough. 29.
For 12. We're going for the one
But
directly north of me.
it begins to crumble, but it is sticking around for a little longer.
It's not going to hit. That one should.
Should do it.
For an additional 10.
The original crack from the bludgeoning doesn't do it, but the radiant causes it to fall down in a series of marble shards. The two remaining golems, one goes for Lady Eleanor, not so good, the other on Silderin. And their predictable blows are just too easy to dodge. They deliver with a fair bit of force, but we see it coming from a mile away, Silderin.
Crack at the one in front of me.
That does it.
Slightly more effective.
Oh, whoops. So 24 and then more if he moves. Is that how that works?
It is, yeah. And then, yeah, I'll back away. So give him the attack of opportunity.
He
Goad him into
cannot
coming
resist.
after me.
Cannot resist.
No.
Oof.
Good on
Back
you.
of the head.
Bonk.
All right. Leo.
Sweet. I will firebolt the one that's in the group.
Indeed. Great strike. It's its first injury, and it can endure that spell for a while longer. Flightless. Oh, that's even more damage.
Yeah, not bad for a cantrip.
Fucking hell.
He'll move up and repeat the action before, but hopefully hit this time.
In 5th level spells do less damage than that.
Yeah, I think 26 is the average damage of a fireball.
Right?
18.
Um,
Will that hit?
18 is not enough. AC is 20.
That's the end of my turn.
Eleanor.
Feels bad. 24 or 14.
It is crumbling, but it has not finished yet.
It's a miss. 11 more.
Okay. Hanging on by a thread. And retaliation is imminent. They will both hit Eleanor.
Ow.
17 damage, getting its revenge in its death throes. And against Sildarin, 23 enough?
No, misses by 1.
Alright.
As it moves
Okay,
closer, I'll make an attack against it.
Very good idea.
For 15.
Okay.
That's horrible damage roll.
Not great.
Making up for Leo's cantrips.
Indeed.
Mm.
That is accurate. Sildarin, your booming blade trick worked, just not as potent as you'd hoped.
And I'll, I guess, do the same thing to the same one.
Sure.
Equally unsuccessful.
17 is not the magic number. Flightless. Leo.
Little firebolt, the one I hit before. Ooh, 20.
Destruction. Crumbles down into a pile of marble, leaving just one remaining.
Yep, that's me.
The flightless.
Because the Kenku misses you and then you die. Ooh, never mind.
That'll do.
He's been saving up the damage.
No one believed that a rapier would be an effective weapon against a statue. They were wrong.
Oh, that's 59 damage, I believe.
That's pretty fucking severe. They only have 60 hit points to start with. And the place goes quiet again.
I might have known that it would be a trap. Out in the open like this, of course they wouldn't put the armor here. I will regenerate my wounds. Lay on hands.
Sure.
I suppose taking a closer look at the sarcophagus, there isn't any like hidden buttons or anything on it.
No, it's a false flag. Yeah.
But just imagine if you push a button and it like slides to the side and the armor's there.
Yeah.
It could do.
Or you do it and like the four doors open and it's like slide again. And then the real armor's
And
onto
it's
that
a
one.
cursed item.
Well, at least we can take comfort in the fact that we have thoroughly dismantled this trap now. It surely would be a shame were any of our dwarven allies caught up in this, attempting to open the sarcophagus and retrieve the armor, only for it to be empty. Surely their ancestors would weep. Now, what have we in here?
We have 6 statues. They look like priests. The statues are not complete. Those fragments on the ground are chunks of marble. So whoever was working on these didn't even have time to clean up the mess.
Hmm.
I think the room up ahead, 11. It has bas reliefs that depict the story of the descent into Tethok. Like it shows the beardless king falling in battle, and the brave and noble priests leading them into the Underdark and becoming the priest kings. You also find the alchemical components of exploded zombies.
We've been here before.
Yeah,
Been
Sweet.
here before.
Oh, we have. Yeah.
There's the dead beholder up there.
There's a dead beholder.
yeah.
Yeah, the fridge is here nearby as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the enchanted cooling box.
I think then
Sweet.
that just leaves the bottom left. Saying that out of character, of course, because bottom left, from the character's perspective, doesn't make any sense.
Huh.
So I guess I'll start heading back in the direction I believe will take us in where we haven't been.
Sounds good.
Ah, yeah, that door down
Oh.
there. Is that a door?
I waved
Yeah.
to Mother as we go past.
Yeah, I don't remember checking that down here.
Very long Windows update.
There's a
Yeah,
door
that's
down here.
right. Yeah, so there is a door down there. Rocks have been piled against it to make it harder to access.
Oh, so it's not like a cave in, this is a deliberate blockage.
Exactly right, a deliberate blockage, yeah.
So I think it might be prudent to check for traps in the place they don't want us to be.
Indeed.
There are no traps. It is a huge set of double doors, though. Some probably the biggest double doors in the complex. And there is signs of battle there, the bits of blood and everything. So it looks like the goblins or someone else lost a battle here, blocked off the doors semi-permanently.
Do not have very many spell slots left. I think we just have to move them by hand.
Surely take quite some time.
Will take some time. Probably take an hour if a single person was doing it.
Well, if we all work together, it'll be done in no time.
All right, if that's the plan, then about 20 minutes later, is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Cool. 20 minutes later, the work is done. And it opens up into a vast hall. Long, broad, elaborate. This must be the heart of Tethok. Many statues act as columns holding up the roof. There are elaborate mosaics across the floor, and a lot of blood, too, a lot of dried blood. It looks like battles have occurred here on multiple occasions. And yeah.
The boss fight. No, 20 minutes, that's fine. As I say, if it took an hour to clear, then Eleanor wouldn't have the long sight anymore, but it's fine.
Good call.
And I guess, I mean, this very definitely counts as a significant room change.
Yeah.
Wow, this room's massive.
Someone left their jam all over the floor.
Yeah.
What on earth happened here?
Are these all dead goblins down here?
Yeah, lots of dead goblins and dead ogres and dead mind flayers and dead Faerine. All manner of creatures can be found here.
Huh. It's like this is where they came and all fought, and all went off in their separate directions, like their separate parts, from like their bloodstains.
That does seem to
Possibly.
be the case.
I know it's probably not true, but I'd like to think the ogres went that way because there's a lot more blood.
Hmm.
They can afford to bleed more.
Looking at these corpses from here, is it clear how they were killed? Are they all exploded,
Violently.
or-
Yeah, different means. Some were simply stabbed to death. What are the more bizarre ways that they died? Some were disintegrated. Some were burned or hit with acid. And some of them, it appears that their heads blew up.
Psychic shriek. Yeah.
And this table/altar up here.
Table/altar, that's right. Looks like it's a dais atop the table. So this must have been. This is a cathedral. Would have been the heart of Tethok, spiritually, economically, socially, and lying beyond it is an enormous set of stone doors that whatever carving was originally on it was removed. So it might have been like an insignia of a dwarf or something. But if that's the case, then it was then sanded away, allowing people to put a new carving on it, but they never got around to it.
Well, if the armor was anywhere, it would make sense to be here. A religious place like this could have a reliquary.
Through the really big door, then.
Is there anything on this altar or dais or whatever this thing is?
Not at the moment, no.
Guess can examine it for hidden like catches or buttons.
Yeah, absolutely.
24.
Okay. No, no doubt there was something here once upon a time, but it's all been stolen.
There are doors to the east or west out of this room that you guys with your fancy dark vision can see.
What about them?
Yeah, there's
Or
two doors.
I couldn't see the sides of the room as we came down the middle of it.
Ah, yes.
It's too wide.
There's two doors, one to the west, one to the east. Smaller than this one.
Do you mind giving these doors a closer look, Lightless?
He'll nod and examine the door. Which is it? 27.
27. Something has opened these doors more than once, and they do it with enormous clawed hands. Like, you can see where they've applied the pressure, and their hands, which must be 5 feet in dimension, have left an impression, an imprint upon the doors.
Well, this must be where the fourth faction went off to hide. Wait, I forgot how many factions were butchered our way through. Another one.
Well, I suppose we'll see if we can open these enormous doors with our meager strength. And I'll attempt to push against the doors.
Alright, make an athletics check.
Yeah, that's not very good. 15.
Not only going to be enough, and they effectively seem to be impenetrable if that's the amount of strength that we're able to muster.
No, this is probably what. Could I have a go with guidance? Can you not give guidance yourself? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Either
Give Eleanor guidance.
to open
Or just the swole wizard just opens it.
The wizard get aside and just pushes it open.
Peasants.
How'd you go?
You got
27.
27? 27 does it. So this is taking a bit of time to load, but when you slowly push the door open, you will find a most oddly shaped room, a kind of wedge shape, and only a few feet in front of you, though it's, as I said, taking a bit of time to there it goes, that worked. A woman whose beard has been plaited regally, and she is dressed in um, uh, um, noble style clothing, and she says unto you, "Go back. There is nothing here for you. You will find only doom if you do not go back."
Who are you?
Go back. You will find only doom if you do not.
What
Looking
is it? It's like a human or
dwarven woman, I think, a regal looking
It's a
one.
dwarven woman in. That's correct. All of that is correct.
Judging by the fact that she's here alone and her repeating the same thing over and over again, is it fair to say that she's probably some sort of illusion?
It's a possibility, sure.
Can
Would you
I
work
pick
such a
up
thing out, though?
Can I pick up a small pebble and just see if it goes through her?
It goes
Made it
through
up.
her, and it goes through the wall behind her.
Eleanor just sat there, like thinking, and suddenly, like just a pebble flies past and just like goes straight through her head.
I see you had the same thought as I, Flightless. Though, had she not been an illusion, that would have been most rude.
all's well that ends well?
Might have also been a shapeshifter.
True. This
Guess-
warning does not bode well, especially considering our weakened state.
Maybe it might respond if something is said in Dwarven.
I'm unable to speak the language, except for a few common pleasantries.
I speak Dwarven if nobody else does.
By all means.
I picked up the filthy language. Dwarves are hardy people, but always best to get your armor from a dwarf. Can't trust them for anything else except for the craftsmanship.
I'm not sure if they would be offended or flattered to hear you say that.
I guess in Dwarven you have a mighty beard.
The actual image repeats that it's a purring voice, a whispering voice, deep and rumbling, but also soft and smooth at the same time. And they say, "I know you. I have seen you in my dreams. Whence have you come? Why are you here?"
What language is that in?
It will be Dwarven.
We have come to reclaim Tethok for the dwarves.
But Tethok is mine. I lay here now, and I cannot relinquish it. It belongs to my family.
And may I ask who you are who has seen us in his dreams? For I have not seen you.
I am the bearer of knowledge and the asker of questions. I have queries I would answer, and answers I would give.
Guess I'll tell people telepathically what's happening.
Do I
Creature,
do I know any reference to said keep of knowledge?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check if you want. Yeah.
Reminds me of that undead oracle we found in the Underdark that one time.
23.
It's not uncommon for oracles to be in temples. In fact, they're likely to be in a temple than just about anywhere else. But you were unaware that Tethok had an oracle. Tethiamar didn't, and they were a more advanced society than Tethok.
Dwarves tend to just have magical creatures to tell their future.
I don't believe that would be common. Dwarves tend to be
he
quite
wants-
insular.
He wants to ask some questions. Should I see what he wants?
I suppose so.
I see no issue with answering questions.
I guess back to Dwarven. Ask your questions then. And I will attempt to answer them.
Very well. I shall return your favor and give you answers that you seek. Tell me then, it is the year of rogue dragons, and the rage of dragons has rampaged across the world. As the year comes to an end and we pass into the next year, tell me, how has the rage of dragons changed the world on the surface?
Okay, this is me thinking. Other than the purple dragon, I don't really know any other instances of rage dragons, right?
There was the
That one
dragon with the
probably is.
blue disease, but that might be an errant one.
Blue disease.
I suppose Flightless is quite well read. Can you do a history check to provide that information? Unfortunately, we haven't had much direct impact.
Well, not really, because history won't tell you much.
Because it's more now, isn't it? Rather than history.
What only happened this year. Just
There's that
your own
red,
exactly right.
There's a red dragon just to the west of Cormyr that we've heard has been more active, haven't we?
Yeah, the one that's near
In the Stormhorns
near the
or
mountains.
Thunder Peaks or somewhere. Can't remember the name of the mountains, but
Yeah, it's near Rabbiton, because I remember I wanted to make Finnick, I wanted to make the dragon like Finnick's thing.
Mhm.
I remember that. Yeah.
that dragon. Yeah, then the deep dragon, and then that one blue dragon. Thought he was a pirate.
Yes, I guess I will. There's one more active red dragon. The purple. Someone is commanding a purple dragon to attack an empire, and then there is a dragon that's got a sickness and thinks he's a pirate. Other than that, I don't really know much about what's happening with the dragons.
That is interesting. Have their actions had a significant impact upon the civilizations of the surface dwellers?
The purple dragon has. It is almost dragging an empire into a civil war.
And the pilot dragon has
It's
potentially destroyed a
terrible to
small
hear.
town.
He's spreading disease everywhere. And just fell on a town and killed people.
That is most unfortunate. I do hope that this madness will end as we pass into 1374, the year of lightning storms.
Yes, I will ask my
You
question.
have answered the queries that I seek. Yes. Please, ask your questions.
Telepathically, I'm pretty sure this guy's a dragon, but I want to confirm it. Is that a
I was
waste of
about
our
to say that
question?
too.
A good question would be then, I guess, something like, what are you? Simple.
What are you, and if what dragon, what kind of dragon?
Is that what you asked?
I am Pharazopteros. I am Pharazopteros. I am Emerald, and I am a mother.
Cool. I don't know
The
what an
Emerald
emerald dragon
Dragon.
is.
Emerald dragon. I've heard of green dragons before, but not emerald. Perhaps
I
that's
love
not
D&D.
me.
Always so many
suppose-
cool dragons in.
So what is known of their tendencies? Would that be history?
That'll be history or nature, yeah. Emerald Dragon's very rare, where everyone knows about the chromatics, the coloured ones, and the metallics, the golds and everything. Gem Dragons are far more rare, but they are known to academics. Whereas the chromatic dragons are evil, almost invariably, and the metallic dragons are good, almost invariably. Predictably, the gem dragons are neutral. Yeah. Emerald dragons in particular tend to be bearers of knowledge. They are collectors of art, oracles. They might not be the wisest or the smartest of all dragons, but they are but they are purveyors of knowledge, hoarders of it.
I take it this one. So I take it you have young in there as well, from saying you're a mother.
I do, and thus any hostile action will end our truce in the most savage way.
And I take it since we're conversing in Dwarven that you don't have a problem with the dwarves, as most likely in the near future this place is going to be re-swarming with dwarves again.
I would be greatly concerned by the arrival of any, though I would hope that relations with the dwarves would be more peaceful than my interactions with the drow and the mudflayers and the ogres and the goblins and the fairy.
Dwarves, uncivilized as they are, do tend to be more civilized than those ones.
I have another question.
They think you've got a bunch of treasure in there. They might want it.
Against an ancient dragon, I think they've got their chances not very high. Yes, sorry, your question?
Why are the Faerun in Tethok? How are the Faerun?
Okay. Right, I'm gonna go back to. I don't even know what the Faerine are. What are they again? I might have missed that bit. I remember.
They're like the floating baby things that are like throw fireballs, I think.
Don't have we encountered them yet?
Me and
Like
Eric,
one ages ago.
yeah, it was a very long time ago. It shot lightning bolts at us.
Ah, I meant like more in here. Like, do we know why they're in here?
I don't think so. I don't think we know much about the Faerun in general.
We have yet to encounter any living ones, so we have not. They. We don't really know at the moment why they're here. Got a general idea of why everyone else is because we've met living groups of them, but we haven't met a living group of them.
The Faerun trapped beneath the sands of Anarok several centuries ago with the fall of the Netherese Empire. It was thought that the only few who escaped lurk in Mithranor, and given their addiction to magic, it seems unfathomable that they would abandon that great ruined city. I wonder then, were these Faerun the descendants of those who escaped the Shan Wall that they were trapped behind? Or has the Shan Wall finally failed, and the Faerun finally free?
I think the second most likely is the Netherese are back up and operational. They have already completely destroyed one town.
What? Netheril has returned?
Yes, it is back.
That... It seems impossible, and yet, if there were any who could achieve the impossible, it would be the Netherese.
They seek to rebuild their empire in the Anarok.
How curious. Tethok lies at the edge of the Anarok, at the edge between the Underdark, known as the Buried Realms, and the deep wastes beneath the area humans call the Dales, and elves called Cormano. This strategic location is the key between these three worlds.
Ah, yes. Hopefully, with the dwarfs having reclaimed it, she'll be held longer than the dwarfs did the first time, hopefully.
Have you further queries that I may answer?
Got any questions, guys?
Maybe you should ask about the blue plague, the blue fire plague. See if such a thing has happened before. Like they are known for keeping knowledge.
Yes, and if there's any way to cure it.
As I mentioned, one of the red dragons got blue plague and thought it was a pirate, and it seems to spread to everything it touches, even not alive material, non-organic. You ever heard of this plague before? Like a blue fire.
A blue plague? How does it manifest?
how did it manifest again? Oh, it's so long ago. I just remembered, like, it's. I think when you magical, like, was it when you cast a spell?
It seemed to be
What's it
fueled
again?
by magic.
Yeah, fueled by magic and spread by touch.
A magical blue plague. In the distant past, there have been 2 such outbreaks. One occurred before dragons arrived in Faerun, a prehistoric era called the Days of Thunder, before the dwarves, before the elves, when humans dwelled in caves and struck stones together for fire, before the age of agriculture. There were a species called the Saruk, the progenitors of the Wanti and the lizard folk. They used their unparalleled magical ability to transmutate space and time. They rendered and ripped our world in half, breaking it from Aber Toril into the lone plain of Toril. Blue fire plague raged across the land, and the stars changed, for the world had shifted within the multiverse. It was a cataclysm unparalleled until the creation of Evermeet. Some 20,000 years later, the elves attempted a similar spell. They too sought to change space and time through transmutation. They succeeded and created the island of Evermeet in the trackless ocean. They rent and ripped the fabric of space and time to create heaven on earth. But in doing so, their arrogance rendered the planar stability, set off a blue plague that destroyed an entire elven civilization, and leveled the mountain that created the plateau that some know as Waterdeep today. If this blue plague is a symptom reflecting the days of thunder and the creation of Evermeet, then I predict a cataclysm not seen for 10,000 years that will rend our earth and alter it in ways unthinkable as the worlds of Aber and Toril collide. A planar conjunction may be upon us.
Yeah, the dragon's talking some really apocalyptic stuff, and we don't understand it. Only Leo does.
I'll be translating.
Okay. I just think it's amusing that we're just kind of standing there, almost bored, while the dragon's talking about such terrible things.
About the world ending. Is there any way to prevent this, or is it already set in stone, in motion?
This disaster was not caused in the modern era. It is a reflection of what has happened in the past. You see, the creation of Evermeet and the changing of the stars. They tore the fabric of space, created planar divergences, and sent our world tumbling through antiquity. But They also rent the fabric of time. And now we may be about to bear the fruits of the arrogance of eons past.
And Leo talks about having rent time. It makes me recall an instance quite some time ago where I met my future self briefly. If you remember that.
I'd say.
And so I can't help but believe what the dragon is saying, having encountered that firsthand. Well, Leo, does it say is there aught we can do at all? Anything?
I'm not sure. So far, no. It seems to be inevitable.
And what will become of this world? Will it still
Is
be the
there?
world as we know it, or
I mean, from what was said before, that mountains became water deep. Something big's probably going to happen.
see?
Is there no big, powerful ritual we can do to stop this, or use our own arrogance to push it onto someone else's future problem?
If there was a solution, it was lost 10,000 years ago. The motion has already begun. You would have to reverse time to affect the future.
Hmm.
Endgame time.
Perhaps it is possible. Flightless, do you recall when I appeared before us? Not me as I am now, but me as I would be.
Yeah, he nods and I guess mimics what you told you.
If I wasn't dreaming, and I couldn't have been if you saw it too, then that would mean that it must be possible. How else could it have happened? I must have found a way.
What was the item you gave you? Was it to remove curse scroll?
I still have it. I gave myself a potion, a scroll of dispel magic, a scroll of banishment, and a note that read, "Its true name is Kararagon."
Aragon. Is that what's the name of the thing we're talking to again? I just remember it being really long and I forgot to ask how to spell it.
Pharaopteryx, I think.
From what I remember though, isn't then through the spell plague, now most people don't have access to above 9th level spells. Or maybe is there even powerful enough magic anymore to turn the world back that much time?
That is a difficult question to answer. I believe that Mistra has lost control over the weave. There is only so much that even she can do to repair it. I had suspected that this would happen eventually, though I had hoped it would not be for another 10,000 years.
If Mistra's losing control over the weave, would it be possible to gather a group of powerful wizards and try to take advantage of her lack of control by breaking the rules of magic which we now follow to cast a more powerful spell?
Yes. Those who follow Shah may have already found this secret. There is talk of a shadow weave, on a dark sister to the weave that ignores the prohibitions placed upon magic. Such power could allow cities to fly again, dimensional travel on a massive scale, and the creation, revivification of spells long lost that make wishes seem like child's play.
Now it's, I guess, relevant. Can Flightless have a look at the 2 scrolls that Eleanor gave Eleanor to see if are they standard or is there anything bizarre about them?
Okay, I'll let you have a look.
They are both both 9th level scrolls. So it's Dispel Magic at 9th level and Banishment at 9th level.
He'll read through them and pass them about it. They are very powerful, Eleanor.
See,
They seem to be at the cap of what Mistral allows.
I surely couldn't have penned such scrolls myself. Well, regardless, I have them now. And if I saw it prudent to give myself such things, then I imagine I'll have need of them in the days to come.
I suppose, should we ask if the dragon is familiar with the name you were given?
Sure.
I
I'll
suppose-
read out the name again.
I suppose- Can I also do a history check to see if I have since become familiar with it?
Yeah, sure.
I think we assumed at the time it's probably a fiend. Who knows?
I'll do guidance because I think this is quite a hidden mystery. 27.
Yeah. So your research and perhaps Pharazopterus' confirmation tells you that he is a pit fiend, one of the Dark Eight, I think they're called. It's like in Hell. Hell is a hierarchy. You've got Asmodeus at the top, the Archdukes of Hell beneath him, and beneath them are the pit fiends. But in between the pit fiends and the Archdukes, there are elite pit fiends. And Coraragon, or whatever his name is one of those elite pit fiends, one of 8 generals of Baitor of Hell.
The true name is a powerful tool indeed when dealing with fiends.
Indeed it is. To imagine that I might face such a creature one day. Well, is there anything anything left for us to ask? Although the mention of
Those
shadow weave and shadow magic reminds me of the arcane arts that we encountered in Tilverton.
Yeah, wasn't that was Farouk or those ancient people? Wasn't that what they? Isn't that what they were?
Might have manipulated the Shadow Weave to pull Tilverton into the Shadowfell.
Like that. What did they call themselves? Those
The
people that we.
Shadowkai?
No, the people we talked to through that orb thing that we found.
At the Council of Netheril?
Right? Weren't they the? Isn't that what they called themselves? Was Saruk or I thought that race was connected to those people somehow. I'm making that up.
I can't remember.
I think the Shadowkai were there to basically for the same reason we were. Because we're like, why is our town disappearing? And they were like, why is there a town of zombies appearing?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the Shadowcar we met there. It was the Council of Netheril folks from the blasted lands in the middle of the Honorok there. Those people weren't Shadowkai, if memory serves.
Well, I suppose I'll ask Leo to ask on my behalf how the dragon intends to interact with the dwarves that will come soon. Whether they intend to try and reach a friendly conclusion, or whether it's definitely going to be hostilities.
I have dreamed of you, all of you. I knew you were my destiny, though I did not know if that destiny would be violent, congenial, or otherwise. Thus I do not know what the future holds. All I know is that what is meant to be has come to pass. We could be allies, or we could be enemies. That is outside of the threads of fate and destiny, and it lies within our own hands.
Indeed. Well, I have no intention of fighting this dragon, and I'll inform the dwarves that it's a prudent idea for them to respect the dragon as well. Revelations are quite concerning, but until we can figure out a way to do something about it, we have other concerns. Have we any other questions?
I don't think so.
Then perhaps this is farewell, for now at least. Though I have a feeling that we may return to ask this dragon's advice.
Ask him where your hidden king is.
I forgot about that.
Maybe you'll get lucky.
I have never considered that they may know, but worth a try, perhaps. Do ask if they know the location of the king.
I am not abreast of current affairs.
Vandergast's sanctum.
That does seem to be a likelihood, though it is just as likely that it would be too obvious, and that the king has been taken elsewhere.
Does it know where the sanctum is? Or how to find it?
He has a sanctum within the Stormhorns Mountains, and high in the peaks, hidden from conventional sight. It would be very hard to locate without eyes that can see.
Good.
Shall we exchange gifts as a sign of our friendship?
Gifts? an interesting concept, but not one that I'm opposed to.
I have something personal of great value to me. While it has been a source of great amusement for myself and entertainment for my wormlings, it may be of more pressing use to yourselves. If you have anything that you value but you can do without, I would be most intrigued by your gift. I favor those things of an emerald hue.
Specs my inventory.
I think the most valuable thing on me that I can get rid of, like the Drow spell books, but I don't know if a dragon would want it's just a random wizard spell book. I don't really have much valuable stuff on this character.
Have anything emerald themed? I have a pearl of power, perhaps. It's not exactly an emerald. Yeah, I'll ask Leo to inform the dragon that I have a pearl of power I'd be willing to part with, though surely such an item would be a pittance.
It's the creature's brilliant emerald claw reaches through the illusion, and it holds within its hand a quill, like a peacock quill. Emerald green.
It's just how big is this hand?
Human size. Oh, I mean, the hand is huge, but the quill is human size. The hand is well, you've seen bigger dragons' hands, I think, but it's big. It's enormous, but not.
I see.
But it's not a contender compared to the dragon of that Finnick was in service to.
I see. And I'll take the comparatively tiny quill and then place the extremely tiny pearl in the dragon's grasp.
All right, and this is the gift that they have given.
I'd be sad to lose that extra third level slot, but who knows?
I suppose actually, before the clawed hand disappears, like little like hold on to it as he roots through his bag for something. That because you know that the old uniform, Drow uniform, he used to wear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll give like the insignia pieces like as a gift. It's like they used to be such a important part of his life, but hopefully he's moved on from that. Give these items over.
Yeah. Excellent,
personal.
and release a burden on your own.
That part of his life is over. Like he's definitely not the escaped slave he used to be.
Very good.
I turn the pen over in my
It's an
hands.
illusionary script.
Thank you kindly for your gift.
I hope we can be friends.
I don't see why not. been nothing but agreeable and helpful so far.
I would be able to provide the dwarves upon their return with all the knowledge that I have. I am a hoarder and a collector of knowledge, but I also like to share.
See, we'll be certain to inform the dwarves of this. They would be fools to turn down a relationship with you. To everyone else, see if anybody has any questions left to ask, any gifts left to give, or anything of that nature.
I don't believe
No,
so.
I don't think so.
Nothing else is coming to mind.
Well then, perhaps it is time we part ways.
Farewell, ye who weave the threads of destiny.
Right. I'll try very hard to close this door back up.
And ever so briefly, the hallucinatory wall comes down.
Can't help but stare for a moment at the huge dragon, especially one that's such a rare species.
Totally could have taken it.
Oh, its treasure is in there, of course. Like a whole bunch of hoarder treasure, so there's still a chance to take it. Still, you can still kill it. You got the info now. Get your pearl of power back.
Now it's time to go have a long rest, come back, and then kill it because we got the XP
That's
for talking
model.
to it. Now we need the XP for killing it.
That's it. That's the smart move.
See how it fares against a disintegrate, probably like shrugs it off and then insta kills you.
Hmm.
Suppose we can check the doors to the east and the west now.
Sure. Also, after closing up the doors, I'll mention to, I think it's Leo that speaks Dwarven, that it might be. Actually, I can use this pen I just got. I'll give the pen to Leo, and I'll ask him to daub a warning on the wall, on the doors rather, in Dwarven.
Here be
Because
monsters.
Yeah. I don't think I have paper. I think you need paper, right?
Must need something, yeah.
I thought you'd be able to.
Oh, maybe you
fire on the
don't.
stone. 'Cause
It says you
don't
can
need-
cast illusory script, so like if illusionary script doesn't need paper, then you don't need it either. I don't know the spell.
Illusionary script you need to write, but it's not like part of. It's not like post illusionary script.
Sure, right on parchment, paper, or other suitable material. So there it is. You do need some paper.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll have
because
a
the
piece of
mit-
chalk from the forgery kit.
Because that's the material components that you wouldn't need. Is
I
the
see.
ink.
And I don't think stone counts as a suitable material.
No, no.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a good idea to have a warning on the door, because of course we're going to inform the dwarves verbally, of course.
Of
But
course.
having a big warning on
I
the
guess.
door will let them know that this is the door that the dragon is behind.
Guess I come over to this door and write into Dwarven. Here be a powerful dragon, and on this door, you greedy dwarves are not powerful enough to defeat it, so don't think about it.
I can't scold you for that because I can't read it.
You gotta cover all your bases. So the normal dwarves will look at that one and go, yeah, that's fine. There's a dragon, but the rest will be like a dragon, a mighty horde. And then they'll read the second one and they'll be like, "Ah, my feelings."
Quickly forget about slaying the dragon once you've sorted their feelings.
I suppose their vendetta will be against you then. It's like, I must find this person who wrote this,
That's a grudging.
and thus Paladin of Vengeance was born.
See, this dragon is just farming up XP for me.
Right?
Alrighty, let's go.
East or west? I'm gonna go with the way of the very little blood or the way of the lots of blood.
Do the lots of blood. Attempt to
It's
open
basically
it up.
what difficulty do you choose?
Activate hard mode.
Indeed. So I'll see where we are. So you're yep. Okay, I can see the door that you're opening. I will open said door.
And
I
more
know where it is.
corridors. You
See
do?
the slime to the south. The ogres and the organ should be in that direction.
Ah, yeah, okay. Ah, yeah, there's the anti-magic field there. So we've been this way.
Perhaps the west then.
It's up this way. We've been up this way before?
I don't know.
Because it appears to be closed here, whatever this is.
Let's open it up.
Just a moment. Okay. It's a star-shaped room with some sort of strange black marble contraption, possibly another sarcophagus. It's difficult to tell.
Is those feet coming out of that chest?
Is that what they are? I think maybe they are. Yeah.
Is that like a mimic eating somebody? Like, nom nom nom.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not actually sure.
I don't know if it is, but it just looks like a dwarf is just tipped headfirst into that chest with his two little legs out, and there's his little pickaxe right
Yeah.
there.
It does kind of look like that. Yeah,
Suppose
fireless
look for
is,
chests in the holy room. I mean traps, not chests.
All
Vision
right.
of
So you're looking
mind.
for traps? There is a disintegration trap here.
serious business. I don't have any spell slots left to dispel it.
Should we throw somebody else into the fire? Who's the most dexterous of us all?
Well, I could cheat. I have character. I could cheat.
How
Well,
can you
technically not
cheat?
cheating, but
By
it
fighters.
might as well be cheating.
Where's that?
Is it the only the one trap?
Yes.
By the way, if you're thinking about passing and taking half, I think disintegrate is just you pass, you take none anyway.
That's the intention.
I think the idea is to use
Just-
the amulet of evasion to automatically pass the check.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm on then.
But no, I was totally going to suggest throwing in the unconscious.
Okay, we've still
fellows
got
we
that
have
guy.
in
Let's
the-
just throw him in there.
throw him in there too.
Eleanor becomes
that is
Oathbreaker
true.
Paladin.
No, this ring of mine should keep me safe. I would hope. I believe it has a little energy left. I'll boldly walk into the room.
All right. You walk walk into the room, nothing happens. The disintegration runes are on the sarcophagus itself.
Oh. Okay, I thought they were in. I guess it's from opening the sarcophagus. You get disintegrated. They're like, ha ha ha. Get mugged, kid, or something.
Lols.
Right, well, I'll move around the other side so that none of my comrades get hit with any collateral damage.
It's like, have thee not learned,
Sure.
tomb robber? There is nothing here for ye.
Right.
But as you open it, and moments before the room goes off, you see the armor as it turns to dust before your very eyes.
I'll quickly inspect my ring and just get a feel for whether there's still magical energy in it and make sure there is. And then touch the sarcophagus.
Alright, you disintegrate, but not really.
Does it
So,
shoot out like
yeah.
a laser beam?
All around it, that's right, yeah. So it just disintegrates the bear, the one who opens. Go grab 2 cokes. 2 coke. So you open up the lid, and when it doesn't disintegrate you due to your magical protections, there is a message that reads something like, "Haven't you learned your lesson yet?"
Flightless the prophet.
Prophet indeed.
I like to imagine the sort of green disintegration energy shoots down and surrounds me.
Yes.
The ring's protection causes me to sort of stumble and fall in just the perfect way to not be hit.
Then you look up and see the message.
I should have known. Dwarves.
Must be getting closer.
You can tell how petty dwarves are. They just make entire rooms just to put one trap in it.
that's some extra levels of security right there.
So, how much effort, how much time would it have taken to carve out this room? Because this isn't just a room. Every square here is over a ton of rock that needs to be smashed and brought out.
Yep. The mosaics, the black marble sarcophagus, which happens to be on a pyramid shape. It's a lot of effort to go to troll somebody. But
How much
if it keeps the regalia safe, it's worth it.
How much is that black sarcophagus worth on its own? I guess maybe
probably 5,000. Probably, yeah.
I guess this would be a massive troll to a low level party because you're here at level 3, you open, it's like, well done, what's your new character?
No, it's like that meme is you set off the trap, roll 3d6.
It's funny you should mention that though, because sorry.
It's like roll 3d6, and the other goes, oh, am I making a new character?
Yeah, right, yeah. Do that 6 times. There's a 5th level party that is in here at the same time, actually. They come in here before you did. I think they lost 3 party members, and now they're going home.
God. After everything we've fought our way through, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. They compromised. They negotiated with the Beholder, but they died to the Arachnomancer, I think. No, not quite. They almost died to the Arachnomancer and then came back and got revenge. So yeah, it's close. Anyway, enough of that. So there's nothing in here. Just another trap.
Guess time to go eastwards now. Teleportation.
Westwards.
Yeah.
The other east.
The other east. Upside down east.
Australian East.
That's right. Okay. Dynamic lighting, removing the door. Door is removed.
Doesn't look familiar.
Oh, it can't be. There's a closed door here. Very nosy people. We like to open all the doors.
Huh. Can't be us.
Well, considering the idea is there might very well be dwarven children running around here soon, we might want to be thorough.
Yeah. Although I imagine
Like
the dwarves themselves would do a sweep first.
Yeah, it's like
as well.
was it dwarven child touches the black marble sarcophagus, it disappears.
Child
Oh,
does.
man. Man, it'd be great to watch the dwarven children just come through here and be like, "Oh, look at all this jam."
Oh wow! And what does disintegrant mean?
And it just rolls a natural 20 on to find the trap, and then dies to it anyway because they don't understand the word. I was like, I fell into a pit. Pull the lever.
Lever.
Yeah, the horizontal one.
Your new character is a dwarf with deep trauma issues because he accidentally crushed his.
Yeah, just a party of non-leveled NPC dwarf children just coming through here, dying to every trap.
Yeah, your parents are a threat you have to keep away from.
Mhm.
Is this a
Right,
door
let's
here in
open
front of
the-
us?
I think so. It certainly looks like it could be. And if it is, I'll attempt to open it. Your investigation check reveals that this is indeed a door.
Very cool. But also, since reliable talent, my standard for what a good roll is has gone up. So it's only 21.
You're lagging, hey? Looks like I'm lagging.
He has returned.
Lag spike over. Would you like to open the door?
We would.
Alright. What you see on the other side is about 3 feet long.
Fuck is that?
Don't worry, it's as weirded out as you, but as you
There's-
said.
Radially, each ending in 3 fingers, and this creature just seems to be floating up in the air. Roll for initiative.
Can I tell him who Isaac Newton is so he falls to the floor?
Might work.
Does this creature resemble the Faereme we saw in the desert way back?
It is same size and everything.
Well,
Flightless is ready to dish out some pain.
yeah, I'm pretty wary of these things after seeing them shoot lightning bolts and mindfucked Mara.
Shooting lightning bolts is probably best.
On a brief
not
side
to
note before we
stand in
get
the
this
line.
started, I would like to, sorry, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
That's not important. I was just
Cool.
saying not to stand in the line.
No worries, man. Indeed, yeah, indeed. Yeah, that you said it's not important. It's pretty important, dude. Pretty important. Yeah. Anyway, so before we get this started, um, I like them to be good. Having an enormous dungeon crawl hasn't been too painful. On the other hand, I also hope that there's been enough interesting NPCs in the dungeon to make it more than just a hack fest. Yeah, so I guess that's all I really wanted to say. Flightless.
I've been grinding XP, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, the dungeon's been great. The NPCs have been a lot of fun as well.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Because the idea is I want to spread the party out so it can't because we've been told it throws lightning, so I want to spread it. So I guess Flightless is thinking if he splits, he'll be a less tempting target for its AoEs. But he will... Insightful fighting? Decrease. Yep. No bless, but 24.
All right. 24. Don't think he can beat that.
25. No, it's
Cannot?
non-magical.
25 points of damage.
Yeah, but it is just a non-magical shuriken.
It kills it instantly, I think. Yep. Okay, so it is dead, and initiative is avoided.
That's quick.
Wow.
I just see Flightless run into the room, then thunk, sort of just a shuriken lodges itself in the Therium.
Exactly that.
We didn't even get
This
to
was a
ask
record call once upon a time. Sorry, you're saying?
we didn't even get to ask why they were here. It's dead already.
It's already dead. This is some kind of records hall. This would have been a place where documents were stored. There are cabinets, the Dwarven equivalent of filing cabinets, desks, and so on. But anything here is apparently lacks any value as far as you can tell.
That is 3
Uh,
doors out of this room.
Is there just any blank paper in here?
Yeah, there's some blank. Yeah, there is blank paper. Yes.
Good. I will snatch up all of the blank paper.
Excellent. You have sufficient blank paper.
Right, let's try one of these doors. The southern one, perhaps? Yes, southern one is the one I shall open.
All right. You open the southern door. As you grind it open, another door opens of itself to the west. It's another Faereme, and I think we will leave it there.
Oh boy. I think they're pretty squishy, but I'm guessing they're glass cannons, and there's going to be lots of them.
That one looks different. Actually, to be honest, I can't really see it.
No, the
Just
guy's like,
see the bottom half of the token.
he's just like, you killed my pet.
Care of my brother. Alright, thanks for the session, Arctic. Just before I head
Thank
off,
you,
I'll just
everyone.
say that yeah, like these characters
Yes.
are very interesting. I've played a lot of
Good.
D&D, and I've noticed that just in this one dungeon alone, most of these characters have had more personality than any other like NPC I've interacted with in any other group.
Excellent,
It's
man.
been
A lot of
fun.
fun.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. I obviously think that villains, NPCs, whatever you want to call them, should have motivations, and so I hope that's personalities. I hope that's come through. So really, really good feedback. Man.
Yeah, goals outside of being in a stone room. But anyway, so goodbye,
Yes.
internet. It's been good.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.